close. Let me back.
Awesome. I think we are live.
We're live.
Are we live?
I see the countdown, or the count up, I should say.
Oh, there you go. Yes, we are live. We have been live for 13 seconds. Awesome. Hey, what's up, Facebook Live, Facebook world? I am back at you here this afternoon with my beautiful friend, Miyoshi. Bloom.
Hi.
Everyone say what's up. By the way, if you're hopping on. Yeah, awesome. So if you guys are hopping on live, let me know, type in live. And if you're watching the replay, type in replay. But basically, my beautiful friend and I are just here on Facebook Live to kind of spread some love into this world right now. Because I know a lot of people and a lot of our friends have been reaching out and just really wanting to connect more than ever. Like I've just seen too many people reaching out and just sharing that they are, struggling through these times when we are home, like with our kids, and we're home with uncertainty that's not, we are not, knowing, that's happening because of, this whole COVID-19. And a lot of my friends and families have been, a byproduct of what's been happening, whether they have COVID-19 or they have friends and family who are hurting from it, and the financial stresses that are resulting from it because of job loss and whatnot. So my friend and I, Miyoshi, we just wanted to come in here, as a support system to offer you guys, whether it's reaching out to us personally or hopping on this live and expressing, your emotions. Because let's face it, like with these kind of uncertain moments comes ebbs and flows of emotions. And sometimes we find it hard to manage it being alone. So we wanted to just kind of come in here and make it an open book and kind of just share, what's been on our hearts and offer, just a light to become a light in this hurting world. So Miyoshi, if you wanted to share a little bit more, this is our very first live together, by the way.
This is our very first live, but this is like our second interview style thing that we've done together. And we had a conversation, you and I, a few weeks ago about let's talk to the people. Let's have an open dialogue about what is currently happening in regards to this pandemic of the COVID-19 and everyone kind of being down on a shutdown and having to self-quarantine and have that social distancing, and how that is affecting who we are, how we earn a living, and just to have that open dialogue so we can all share our experiences as well as some helpful tips to get through this, because we have no idea how long this is going to last. It affects everyone in different ways and different capacities, some a little bit smaller, a lot of things, or other people on a more larger scale. But no matter what, everybody's voice is heard and everybody's voice matters. And we just want to be able to do a platform to have some chat. So, here goes to rise up. We are rising up despite what is happening, despite what is going on. Even when this is said and done, and if something else happens, we will still rise up. So I'm glad that we were able to come together and have this open forum, for just the average everyday person, business owner, entrepreneur, working person, parent, what can we do, being able to have that conversation.
Absolutely. I love that. And I mean, when she says we're an open book, literally, we just like put our heads together and our hearts together and wanted to just offer, an open, vulnerable book, whether that's offering like what we've been through and what you've been through. So by the way, if you guys are watching live and want to chime in and just share some tips that's been helping you and your family cope through these times, we would love to just like put that out there as well. Because, we're all a work in progress. We're never perfection. And I think when we come together as a community, like Miyoshi said, to rise up together, especially during these times, we're better together, right? Like they say, you can go fast, but you can go alone, or you could go far when we go together. So that's really what this whole rise up is about. Like while we're at home, like thank God for these platforms where we could connect and, just share really our authentic selves. Because I think that's what we're all about, is just kind of giving you permission and giving each other permission to still be ourselves, but still breaking through, while growing together. So.
And something that I saw that I thought was interesting yesterday, watching one of my guilty pleasure TV shows,
Yeah.
at the end of it, they were supporting this hashtag called Alone Together. And I thought it was so interesting that they said that, because yes, as of right now, we are all having to have that social distancing, and that is for our safety, right? But in the midst of that, we're still going through this all together. So, that hashtag Alone Together, that really means something. So for anybody that's out there and they're out there having fun or doing different things, make sure that you add that hashtag, so that community within social media can be able to see all the different things that a person is doing alone, but we're still in this together. So remember to always rise up on that.
I love that. Alone together. Hashtag alone together.
Yeah, I love that too. And and I know we're skipping around, but one of the things that I just wanted to make mention was a friend of mine. Her name is Latanya Daniels. Hi, honey boo. She gave me a really good idea in regards to the Easter egg hunting with the children and having to be at home, quarantine, making sure that they're safe. Because usually every year I take them to a community event, allow them to have their fun and call it a day, because I have toddlers. And she suggested for me to do my own egg hunt within our own home. So sure enough, we did that on Sunday, and the kids had a blast, just as much as they would have if we would have went to a community event, if we weren't experiencing the COVID-19. So just those little small tips of when it comes to parenting or things of that nature, still being able to rise above what's happening and still enjoying your time and your family.
I love that. Oh my gosh. It definitely is in the journey. I mean, we may be in this current situation, but the power of perspective and how you could repivot your mindset to make it, meaningful for you. I mean, we're all in it together. We're facing it. While we don't have control over, the outside circumstance and what's happening right now. We have control on how we can respond to it, in a way that adds value to, the memories we're creating with our family. I love it, because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, while everyone, in the beginning of all of this, people were stressing over toilet paper, stressing over, scarcity and what we're going to run out of. And our kids, they're watching us. And I think what's so important, I know one of the people that shared the power of perspective is that fast forward 10, 15 years from now, like our kids are not going to say, oh, I remember when people were frantic over toilet paper, frantic over, all these things that were trivial at the moment, but seemed really big. They're going to remember the memories that we created, the board games that we played, the nights we ate dinner together. And I remember those things when I was young, like with my parents, right? When we were growing up, it was those things that brought value to me.
Right? Even in the midst of the craziness, it's that, we went through this bad storm, but I remember we spent more time playing board games, like you were saying. It's all about what are we showing our kids in the midst of that. And I know that's hard too, with even explaining to the little ones. I have to break it to the most simplistic value of just saying, there's a lot of people that are sick right now, and you just can't go to school, but we're going to still continue to do school here and make sure that you're still learning and growing, and adding little fun stuff to where hopefully it doesn't affect them, in a crazy way when they get older.
Yeah, totally.
I just love you. I just have to say that.
I love you too.
I love you. I like having these conversations with you. I do.
Same
and
here.
I'm going to have like people listen in, because when me and you get on the phone and talk, we're like on the phone talking for such a long time. Like I know.
And that's the power of the yes. Like, I mean, Miyoshi and I, like, backstory, We met like mid last year at a Evan Carmichael event in Sacramento. And that's the power of connection, what that one yes can, mean and ripple down into your life. Like when you say yes to something, I mean, and if it's in God's hands and you're just following your heart and intuition, He will provide the way. Like, and I know for most of us, we're kind of, more reserved and kind of we tend to overanalyze things because we don't know what's ahead yet. But when we do just say yes with childlike faith, like miracles happen. And that's what happened with Miyoshi and I when we met, at an event that I said yes to, and she wasn't about to go because of circumstances that happened back then to her, but she ended up going. And we prayed over it, like, okay, God, lead me to whoever I need to meet today. And that's usually how I, end up attending events. Like I set an intention that with faith that he will bless me. And that's what happened with our connection, right? With Evan Carmichael.
Yeah, sure. And it's been this ever since. Every time we talk, it's greatness, it's good vibes. It always ends up to something business because it's like, oh, we need to do this together. Yeah. We need to create this together. So I love that.
Yeah.
How are you feeling during this quarantine time and shutdown? Like, how is it for you personally?
It's been a transition. I mean, with the kids being home, I have a teenage daughter and, 2 boys. But at first, like during the first week, I was literally curled up into fetal position, like majority of the week, because I have what you call like compassion fatigue. Like I literally, sometimes if I don't manage it right, my mindset, like I can literally get sucked into that energy of staying into fetal position. I know with my story before, when I used to just numb myself with alcohol, more than 5 years ago. And thank God I don't have that, issue anymore. And I've been sober. But like I have to be aware of my mindset, and they have what they call emotional discipline that I have to practice every single day, because while it is so easy to just kind of, get sucked into being sheltered and being under the covers, like I have to get out of that funk. And so that's been something that's been huge for me, is just practicing the emotional discipline to rise up from, those meltdowns.
Yeah.
And being okay with it, like being okay with the emotions.
Yeah.
Because we're not immune to it, but it's a matter, right?
Not at all. And I feel like naturally I'm an introvert already. I am usually a homebody. I already just like to be home. But there is a difference between choosing to stay home and then someone saying, oh no, you need to stay home.
Totally.
I feel like there is a difference, because now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I want to go to this and I want to go here. Like, I really don't ever go anywhere, but I think it's the idea that I can't.
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling that a little bit.
Totally.
I feel like this is actually a good time. It's saying it in perspective, in the sense of having to stay home to stay healthy, because I'm still going through my own healing process with everything, and it is forcing me to face things head on. It's like I feel like there's no fast forward. Like there's no way of me having to get out and pretend that I don't have to deal with certain things. It's like, no, honey boo, this is your situation. This is your particular circumstance, separate from COVID-19. And you still have to deal with things. You have to face it, and with a good attitude. And I feel like God is really dealing with me on that. And trust me, I have not hit that mark each and every time, but that is always the goal. And I'm learning I feel like I'm learning the balance of how to deal with things when you cannot have that control. Learning what it means to rise up in each situation and not having to totally think about the the big goal, even though there's always a big picture,
Mm-hmm.
but being more practical with each moment at a time. What do I need to do to rise above this particular hurdle, so on and so forth. And that's been helping my, my mental state of just being okay with everything.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like God does not give you more than you can't handle, right? And I think that it's the moments where you are struggling the most, in the moments of adversity, where our resistance muscle and resilience muscle grows. And so, if we think back, like to all the times when we had those, moments of despair and struggle, there was always a blessing that came out of it, bigger than if we were, at the highlight reel of our life, right? Like
Yeah.
we're always grateful, and it creates like those resilient muscles in our life.
How is it with work? And for you, I mean, for me, I wasn't affected as much because I'm already a remote worker, and working from home. It affected me more on the childcare side than anything else. But
Yeah.
like for you being an entrepreneur, like how does that affect you?
Well, for me, it's the same because I've been working from home for probably 5 years now. But I will say, when I did transition from, the corporate world 5 years ago to working from home, it took a lot of adjusting and becoming more disciplined, because I was so used to, learning and following a boss's orders back then. And I think a lot of people can probably relate to this now more than ever, because a lot of people are finding that they are working from home, over the past month. And it takes a lot of just really intentionality, like in creating alarms for yourself of
Yeah.
when, like being more deliberate in your power hours. Like we call them power hours with our business, where, we're literally just focused every single 15 minutes. We have a timer of doing the things that we need to do to produce, income producing activity. And if not, like there's kids in the house, there's the husband in the house now, there's so many distractions that can come into play that, it's easy to lose sight of, your focus. And so I'm such a huge believer in setting timers and working in a way that works for you. Like for me, like I work in that way because I have ADHD. And if I'm not intentional with that focused hour, with turning my notifications off on my phone, with the moon, with my iPhone, I will get distracted. So it's, becoming
Sure.
aware, and that's how I focus.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I just have to
So,
say, for the people that have been affected in regards to their workplace and not being able to go to work, please go and apply for unemployment right now. Please make sure that you are reaching out to all of your resources during this time. If you're not able to work from home, or if you're not a part of any other business that's entrepreneurial to where you can do it from home right now, just make sure that you are still doing the things that you need to do to still earn that partial wage replacement during this crazy time. So making sure that if you're in the state of California, edd.ca.gov, please make sure that you are applying for unemployment. Just making sure that you're going on any and every website to see what resources are available. I was just notified like a few blocks from where I live that they're giving out like free food to people. I wish I had a flyer that I could just upload. I may have to find that and post it later for people. But just making sure that right now, pride has no room in this situation. Again, we are alone, but we are in this together. So it is about reaching out to people, asking if they know any resources, asking them if they have any ideas and tips to get through whatever your specific situation is. And this is really what this moment is about, is just being able to say, I'm not too proud to beg, in the sense of what are your thoughts? How are you getting through things? How are you still doing school stuff? Being able to have that sense of community, and just make sure that you're utilizing the hashtag alone together. So whoever's posting whatever information, everybody can see the resources on that.
I love it. Yeah, what were the resources at the website you said?
So, for example, edd.ca.gov, that is for the state of California for unemployment, or if you are currently, on disability, or if you have a disability and you cannot work. On top of that, plus the pandemic, go to their website, file for unemployment right now. If you're still able to work, but your hours have been reduced because of COVID-19 and you're not working as many hours, there is possibly funding available for you because you're working a reduced schedule. Now, of course, the call volume, for places like EDD are a lot higher in regards to all the claims that are happening. So you got to be okay with doing a lot of things online. You got to be okay with being your own advocate and researching, as well as just putting on your social media. Hey, I have a question about this. Does anybody know any information? Right now, we cannot have pride a part of this situation when it's affecting who we are, when it's affecting our family. We want to be able to help one another. So that's just really important. And I just wanted to stress that. I know we didn't even talk about bringing that up, but it just came to me. And I was like, I have to say something.
No, that's awesome. That's very valuable. And if for those of you who are watching too, if you have any resources that you want to share, definitely type it in the comments section as well below, because sharing is caring, and more often than not, people are looking for the resources that you've found too. And right now, it's a lot of trying times for so many families. Even my husband's company as well, like they're going through some really tough times, and so what unemployment rate is in 3 million or whatnot in the US right now. So it's about helping one another, right, and staying connected. So thanks for the resource, Miyoshi.
I just actually put that in the comment section below. And hi, Latanya's watching. Awesome. And Heather. Hi, Heather. Thank you.
Hi, Heather.
Watching.
What's going on, Latanya?
I'm sure we're going to do this again soon. But let's keep the platform and the info going. Let's keep the conversation going. I feel like we could help each other, even if it's just one person that just wants to vent and be like, yo, this sucks, man. Like, this is not for fun. This is not okay. And the seriousness of it too is, and that's one thing that I do want to say, right? I love all the people that I'm connected to, friends, acquaintances, all that. You guys have to be a little bit more serious when it comes to the social distancing stuff. People are still having large groups of people, and with all the new facts that are coming out in regards to the distance and the radius of how far a person can cough or sneeze and for it to pass through, we just want to be safe and take all the extra precautionary steps on everything. So let's just be safe. Let's get through this all together, and let's keep this going.
Yeah, no, please, let's just each do our part. I know it could be hard, but when we do the difficult things now, life will get easier. If we stick to what seems easy and, easy, then life will be harder. So let's just each, do our part as much as it is. And I know you mentioned as introverts, it is so funny that you even mentioned that, like when as introverts, we want to stay home, but when we're told that we have to stay home, it's like, I don't want to be told what to do. And that's what my husband is experiencing too. I'm like, that is so ironic.
Yeah. It's that little bit of rebellion spirit.
Right?
Like, I just want to get out of here. Knowing I
Yep.
have nowhere to go. There's nothing that I really want to go and do anyway. But yeah, it's that idea that you were told no. But
Yes.
we're going to get through this. We're going to totally get through this. I just put in the comment section hashtag alone together.
I love
So
it.
anybody that's posting anything in regards to resources, helpful tips, things of that nature, make sure that you're adding that hashtag. And let's just keep the conversation going. And maybe we'll see each other in the next week or two. You guys let us know, how often should we be having this conversation, or should we have maybe a private group and add people, or let us know what your thoughts are, and what topics are most important to you, or what resources do you feel like you need to have most of. But as of right now, for sure, anything that's unemployment, and if you live in the state of California, edd.ca.gov, child care services, remember, do not be so desperate for childcare services, only in the sense of we want to exercise discernment. These are also the same times that people are having to be at home with people who are abusive. So we want to make sure that we are exercising our discernment, and it's okay to ask God for help every step of the way. And I love you all, and I love you, and thank you for
I love you
this
all.
regular conversation anyway that we were going to have. So
Totally.
Let's just have it on Facebook. We talk anyway.
Yep. Hashtag share the love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see each other again soon.
Yes, no, for sure. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. There's not
that.
like at least once a week, even if it's not on a Facebook Live.
Yeah, I know. I need my weekly check-in with you anyway. So
yeah, same here.
That works. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for, just hopping in. If you guys are still live, if you're watching the replay, again, type in replay. We'd love to, connect with you and just say hi outside of all this. But you guys take care, and God bless, and we will see you on the other side.
Bye.
Thank you, Yoshi. All right, bye.
Peace.